When we think about celebrities, we often picture them as larger-than-life figures whose lives are open books. But behind the glitz and glamour, there are stories of resilience, courage, and self-discovery that aren't always front and center. In a world where the entertainment industry is slowly becoming more inclusive, there are some celebrities who have made incredible strides in breaking barriers and living authentically, even when it means defying societal expectations. Today, we're shining a spotlight on 15 celebrities you might not have known were transgender, each with their unique journey of embracing who they truly are. 15. Alexis Arquette. Alexis Arquette was more than just a member of Hollywood's famous Arquette family. She was a trailblazer and a fierce advocate for the transgender community. Born into one of the industry's tightest-knit clans, Alexis grew up surrounded by the glamour of showbiz. Her siblings, Rosanna, Richmond, Patricia, and David, each carved their paths in acting, following in the footsteps of their grandfather, Cliff Arquette, a pioneering radio and theater star. But Alexis's journey was uniquely her own. From a young age, while living in a Virginia commune, she began questioning her gender identity. Supported by her progressive family, Alexis embraced her true self, even as a child. "I remember Alexis getting dressed in drag at 4, Patricia recalled. Her journey was marked by a deep commitment to living authentically, even in the face of societal pressures. Tragically, Alexis's life was cut short at 47 due to complications from AIDS. Despite her health struggles, she remained resolute, refusing to take life-saving treatments. Her final wish was a poignant one: to have David Bowie's Starman play as she transitioned to another dimension. In her last moments, surrounded by family, she left this world as boldly as she lived in it, forever an icon of courage and individuality. 14. Janet Mock. Janet Mock is a powerful voice in the transgender community, known not only for her activism, but also for her profound storytelling. Born in Hawaii in 1983 and raised partly in Oakland, Mock's early life was marked by financial hardship. When her family returned to Hawaii, the lack of resources meant Mock had to find alternative ways to fund her medical transition. At 16, she turned to sex work, a decision she refuses to be ashamed of. Instead, she challenges the societal stigma surrounding such choices, writing on her website, "What I find shameful is a culture that exiles, stigmatizes, and criminalizes those engaged in underground economies like sex work as a means to move past the struggle to survival." Mock's journey took her from these difficult beginnings to becoming a celebrated author and journalist. After undergoing genital reconstructive surgery and earning her degree from the University of Hawaii, she moved to New York, where she publicly came out as transgender in a 2011 Marie Claire article. 13. Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox needs no introduction, but I'll give her one anyway. She's a powerhouse in every sense. A 3-time Emmy Award-nominated actress, an Emmy-winning producer, and the executive producer of Disclosure, a Netflix documentary that critically examines the portrayal of transgender people in film and television over the past century. Laverne Cox is a trailblazer with numerous firsts in her career. She was the first openly transgender person to appear on the cover of Time magazine, and the first to be nominated for a Primetime Emmy in an acting category. Her groundbreaking role as Sophia Bursett in the critically acclaimed Netflix series Orange is the New Black marked another milestone. Laverne became the first trans woman of color to have a leading role on a mainstream scripted television show. Laverne began her medical transition in 1998 at 26. The journey was fraught with challenges: racism, classism, transphobia, misogyny. But she persevered. "I didn't have my first surgery until 7 years after that. I couldn't afford everything. Except for my hormone replacement therapy, every aspect of my transition I've paid for out of pocket," Laverne shared. "It's amazing, but it means I was waiting tables and barely paying my rent in New York. It took a really long time to put that sort of money together." Despite the difficulties, Laverne has moved through pain and trauma with resilience. "I've had a lot of unfortunate things happen to me, but I don't need to be defined by those things. I'm not in denial of them, but they don't define me," she said. a mindset that resonates deeply with many, transcending the boundaries of gender and experience. 12th, Isis King. Isis King, a trailblazer in her own right, made history as the first transgender woman to compete on America's Next Top Model during cycles 11 and 17. But before that, she was a talented design and illustration student, attending the Art School of Philadelphia on a full scholarship. After graduating, she spent a year living at the Ali Forney Center, a shelter for homeless LGBTQ youth in New York City. Her participation in ANTM catapulted her into the spotlight, making her one of the most visible members of the transgender community. GLAAD President Neil Guiliano called her appearance on the show an unprecedented opportunity for a community that is underrepresented on television. Since then, Isis has been featured in US Weekly, Out, and 17, and even became American Apparel's first openly transgender model. Isis has not only made waves in the modeling world, but also in fashion design, creating her own line, influenced by icons like Donatella Versace and Betsy Johnson. Now in her 30s, she's shifting her focus to acting, having already performed in off-Broadway plays and landed a role on The Bold and the Beautiful. Her dream? To play a superhero, a fitting aspiration for someone who already embodies the qualities of one. In a conversation with Teen Vogue, Isis shared her top beauty products, her experiences as a trans model, and the challenges she's overcome. Despite the hurdles, she remains a powerful advocate for the transgender community, continuously breaking barriers and opening doors for the next generation. 11. Chaz Bono. Chaz Bono had his breakout role at the age of 48 as the radical right-winger Gary Longstreet on American Horror Story. Cult, a character vastly different from his own liberal beliefs. Bono, who also shares transgender son, took a long time to find his place in the acting world. The reason? He was often in conflict with the female gender roles he was cast in, but didn't fully understand why, at least not at first. In 2009, after years of grappling with his identity, Bono made the life-changing decision to transition from female to male. This decision not only transformed his personal life, but also reignited his passion for acting. By 2016, Bono was landing roles that resonated with his true self, starting with a recurring role as Reverend Rydale on The Bold and the Beautiful, and continuing with appearances in Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story series, first in Roanoke and then in the politically charged Cult. Bono has spoken openly about how understanding his gender identity was the key to rediscovering his love for acting. He also touched on the surreal possibility of working with his mother, Cher, and what he's learned about LGBTQ representation from interacting with trans youth. Being part of a show steeped in conservative radicalism, yet featuring a cast rich in LGBTQ representation, was an ironic contrast that Bono found intriguing. He described how his experience on the set shifted as he spent more time with the cast and crew, eventually feeling as though he was part of a cult, a sensation that brought its own kind of comfort. 10. Caitlyn Jenner. On June 1, 2015, the world was introduced to Caitlyn Jenner through a striking Annie Leibovitz photograph on the cover of Vanity Fair's July issue. The image marked a historic moment in the public life of the former Olympic champion and reality TV personality, who had long been known as Bruce Jenner. The cover signified not only a new chapter for Caitlyn, but also a significant moment in the visibility of transgender individuals in mainstream media. In 2021, Caitlyn once again captured headlines, this time announcing her candidacy as a Republican for the California governor's race. Her decision to run for office surprised many, given her previous involvement in LGBTQ advocacy and the complexities of navigating political landscapes as a transgender woman. Caitlyn's journey has been marked by both triumph and controversy, from her Olympic gold medal win in the decathlon at the 1976 Montreal Games, to her high-profile role in the reality TV series, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Her transition and subsequent public life have sparked conversations about gender identity, politics, and the challenges of living authentically in the public eye. 9. Jazz Jennings. Jazz Jennings is a trailblazer in the transgender community, known for her courage and advocacy from a very young age. From the moment she could form thoughts, Jazz knew she was a girl trapped in a boy's body, a realization that was clear to her but confusing for those around her. Despite the societal norms and expectations, Jazz's identity was never a question in her mind. Her mother, Jeanette, was convinced she was going to have a girl, even before Jazz was born. An old-timey gender test at her baby shower hinted at a girl, but it took time for everyone else to recognize that the test had indeed been accurate. As Jazz grew, her preference for girly things was initially dismissed as a phase, but for Jazz, it was a profound expression of who she truly was. Even as a toddler, Jazz displayed a strong sense of independence, not just in her actions, but in how she wanted to present herself. She would try to turn her onesie into a dress, and was adamant about dressing like her older sister, Ari. Around the house, she was allowed to wear her sister's oversized pink or purple t-shirts, and even tottered around in dress-up heels. However, her parents drew the line at public outings, dressing her in boyish shorts, which led to Jazz feeling humiliated and distressed. 8. Candace Kane. Candace Kane is a pioneering figure in the transgender community, known for breaking barriers long before transgender visibility became more mainstream. Standing at 5'10", this Hawaiian beauty ruled the New York club scene for over a decade, captivating audiences with her performances. However, her journey to Hollywood in 2007 marked a significant milestone in her career and for transgender representation on television. In Hollywood, Candace Kane made history by becoming the first transgender actress to appear on network TV. She was cast in the ABC drama Dirty Sexy Money, playing a transgender woman involved in a complicated affair with a married politician, portrayed by William Baldwin. This role brought her into the spotlight, with appearances on shows like Good Morning America, where she was hailed as a trailblazer for transgender visibility by Robin Roberts. Despite her groundbreaking role, the spotlight on Ms. Kane dimmed after Dirty Sexy Money was canceled. She largely faded from public view, only to re-emerge in recent years on a larger stage. Her reappearance was marked by her role in the e-reality series I Am Kate, where she became a close confidant of Caitlyn Jenner. This renewed attention saw her gracing the cover of Star magazine, being interviewed by People magazine, and even serving as the Grand Marshal at the Gay Pride Parade in Montreal. 7. Carmen Carrera. Carmen Carrera is a groundbreaking figure in the transgender community, known for her trailblazing journey from reality television to advocacy and modeling. Originally rising to fame on RuPaul's Drag Race, Carrera made a significant impact by coming out as transgender after her time on the show. This courageous decision marked a pivotal moment in her life and the broader transgender movement. Following her appearance on RuPaul's Drag Race, Carmen underwent a medical transition while remaining married to her husband, whom she met while living as a man. Her unique situation and openness about her experiences led to her participation in VH1's Couples Therapy, where she brought visibility to transgender relationships. Carrera's career continued to soar as she ventured into acting, with a notable role in Ricky and the Flash alongside Meryl Streep. Earning her SAG card was a major milestone, signifying her entry into the mainstream acting world. But one of her most publicized endeavors was a petition with nearly 50,000 signatures urging Victoria's Secret to make her their first transgender angel. This campaign highlighted her aspirations not only for personal success, but also for the advancement of transgender visibility in mainstream fashion. 6. Jenna Talakova. Jenna Talakova's story is one that challenges societal norms and emphasizes the importance of fighting for one's right to dream. Talakova, a transgender woman, made headlines when she was disqualified from competing in Miss Universe Canada because she was not considered a natural-born female. This decision sparked widespread debate and highlighted the systemic discrimination faced by transgender individuals. Initially, some, including prominent voices within the transgender community, might have accepted the disqualification as just the way things are. This resignation reflects how deeply ingrained feelings of second-class citizenship can become, even among those who are supposedly empowered. It is a stark reminder of the internalized transphobia and racism that can pervade the minds of those who are marginalized. However, Talakova's case also ignited a passionate response, challenging the status quo and prompting reflection on the broader implications of such exclusionary practices. The anger and frustration that surfaced in response to her disqualification underscore the complex emotions that transgender individuals often grapple with, particularly in the face of systemic oppression. For many, the disqualification of Talakova was not just about a beauty pageant. It was about the right to dream, to aspire, and to be treated with dignity and respect. The case exposed the hypocrisy of those who privately exploit transgender individuals while publicly dismissing her. 5. Fallon Fox. Fallon Fox's journey in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, is nothing short of groundbreaking. On Tuesday, March 5th, she made history by coming out as the first openly transgender athlete in MMA. Competing in the women's featherweight division of the Championship Fighting Alliance, Fox has demonstrated remarkable skill and tenacity, maintaining an undefeated record with 2 professional victories and 5 wins in both amateur and professional matches. Fox's story is not only significant for its pioneering nature, but also for the personal connection it holds for many transgender athletes. Like Fox, countless transgender individuals have faced immense challenges and discrimination in the world of sports, often stemming from deeply ingrained transphobia. Critics have unfairly claimed that Fox and other transgender athletes have an unfair advantage over cisgender women who were assigned female at birth. However, medical experts overwhelmingly agree that this notion is unfounded, particularly for transgender athletes who have undergone hormone replacement therapy. Fox's coming out was a bold and courageous decision, especially considering the potential backlash she could face. Unlike some transgender athletes, who have been able to keep their transgender history private, Fox chose to publicly disclose her identity when she learned she was under investigation. This decision highlights her integrity and commitment to being true to herself, even in the face of adversity. The scrutiny Fox faces is not unique to her. Many transgender individuals, especially those in the public eye, encounter similar challenges. The National Transgender Discrimination Survey, conducted by the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force and the National Center for Transgender Equality, revealed alarmingly high rates of discrimination against transgender people in various aspects of life, including employment. While the survey did not specifically address discrimination in sports, it found that 90% of transgender respondents had experienced harassment, mistreatment, or discrimination in the workplace. 4. Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore is a name that resonates with unapologetic individuality and fearless self-expression. Born on November 21, 1967, Amanda's journey to becoming an internationally recognized trans icon is as vibrant and multifaceted as the persona she embodies today. Amanda has long been celebrated simply for being herself, long before the era of social media influencers and reality TV stars. Her striking appearance, reminiscent of a living Alberto Vargas pinup, has been sculpted through numerous plastic surgeries, making her a symbol of the transformative power of personal agency. Amanda's rise to fame began in the 1990s when she became the muse of renowned photographer David LaChapelle. Their collaboration catapulted her into the spotlight, leading to modeling campaigns for high-profile brands such as Armani Jeans and MAC Cosmetics. Her unmistakable image has also graced the work of photographers like Stephen Klein and Terry Richardson. But Amanda's influence extends beyond the fashion world. Despite her larger-than-life persona, Amanda's life story is deeply personal and at times harrowing. In her memoir, Doll Parts, penned with the help of ghostwriter Thomas Flannery Jr., Amanda delves into her past, recounting her journey from a feminine boy in suburban New Jersey to a teen bride who underwent gender reassignment surgery at the age of 17. 3. Alicia Liu. Alicia Liu, also known as Xun Ai, is a Taiwanese model and television personality who became widely recognized after it was revealed that she is transgender. From a young age, Liu identified and presented herself as a woman, even wearing skirts to school and using female restrooms. Her journey of self-acceptance was accompanied by the support of her family, which played a significant role in her life. Throughout her relationships, Liu had a normal romantic life, similar to that of any other woman. She had 5 boyfriends, and it was her second lover who financially supported her gender-affirming surgery. Interestingly, some of her ex-boyfriends were unaware of her gender history, which speaks to how naturally she embraced her identity. However, her 5th lover, also a model, reacted harshly upon discovering her transgender status, shouting vulgar words in anger. Despite facing such challenges, Liu remained grateful for the unwavering support of her family, which helped her navigate the complexities of her life as a transgender woman. 2. Lili Elbe. Born Einar Wegener, was one of Europe's most renowned transgender individuals in the early 20th century. Einar lived a seemingly content male life, filled with painting, partying, and sailing through life's clear waters. However, this facade was shattered when a profound realization struck, revealing a deep inner conflict and a struggle with gender identity that would ultimately lead to the transformation into Lili Elbe. The journey of Lili Elbe, much like that of other transgender individuals, was marked by secret despair and self-loathing due to gender dysphoria, a concept not widely recognized at the time. Einar's pivotal moment came when, at his wife Gerda Gottlieb's request, he modeled in women's clothing for a painting. This experience did not suddenly spark his awareness of his feminine identity. Rather, it confirmed a long-simmering understanding that something within him was deeply misaligned with his assigned gender. Lili Elbe's transition, which culminated in one of the first known gender-affirming surgeries, was not merely a spontaneous choice, but the result of a lifelong struggle with an innate sense of gender. Her story is often romanticized in popular culture. However, the reality of her experience was far more complex and involved profound emotional and psychological challenges. 1. Lady J. Our Lady J is a trailblazing figure in the entertainment industry, known for her exceptional work as a writer, producer, and performer. An Emmy-nominated writer, she has significantly contributed to groundbreaking television shows like Pose, Transparent, and American Horror Story, which have not only entertained audiences, but also pushed the boundaries of representation and storytelling to a whole new level. Before making her mark in television, Our Lady J had an illustrious career in music. She toured internationally as a singer-songwriter, captivating audiences with her powerful voice and poignant lyrics. Her talents also extended to classical and contemporary music, where she served as a collaborative pianist and musical director. She worked with some of the most prestigious names in the industry, including pop icon Sia, the American Ballet Theater, and the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. Her ability to bridge the worlds of classical, pop, and theater music made her a sought-after collaborator and a respected figure in the music world. Our Lady J's transition into television was a natural progression for someone with such a diverse and creative background. Her work on Transparent marked a significant moment in her career, where she not only showcased her writing skills, but also brought her unique perspective as a transgender woman to the forefront. The show, which explored the complexities of gender and identity within a family dynamic, resonated with audiences and critics alike, earning widespread acclaim. Her contributions helped the series break new ground in the portrayal of transgender characters on television. Her success continued with Pose, a series that celebrates the ballroom culture of the 1980s and 1990s in New York City, highlighting the lives of Black and Latinx LGBTQ+ communities. As a writer and producer, Our Lady J played a pivotal role in crafting the show's authentic and heartfelt narratives. In addition to her work behind the scenes, Our Lady J has also appeared on screen, bringing her presence and charisma to various roles, any chance she gets. Her multifaceted talents have made her a powerful force in the industry, and her contributions have paved the way for greater visibility and representation of transgender people in the arts. If you like this video, do not forget to share and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments who gets your vote as Hollywood's most horrifying actor.